Welcome to the Indiana Basketball Weekly postgame show. I'm your co-host, Mike Goodpaster. Right now, I want to welcome in my other co-host. First up, 1981 national champion, member of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, Steve Risley. How you doing, Steve?
Morning, guys. It is morning out here. It is. It's not noon yet here. So
yeah, we know. I don't know who giggled. Probably Cole. But all right. Next up, we have Cole Hanna, Indiana basketball beat writer. How you doing, Cole?
Well, after that big win, I'm doing pretty good, guys.
All right, and next up, basically, we've got to bring up what's current. And I wasn't on the show the other night, and that's because I was sitting by my computer watching YouTube, hoping for another episode of Collin and Allie. And
just subscribe. Just subscribe. You'll get the notification.
I refuse to subscribe. Because so far, Collin, I mean, the content's been a little soft. So I can't really subscribe to it yet. I'm just waiting for the first fight. But help me welcome to the show. From YouTube's newest reality hit, the sensational Collin Hartman. How you doing, Collin?
I'm pretty good. The boys got the dub, so could be worse.
All right. Cole, we'll start off with the stat sheet. What stands out to you?
Yeah, it was kind of a weird game offensively. Michigan State shoots 54% from the field, 40% from three. IU's just 37% from the field, 37% from three, and IU wins that game. Specifically rebounding-wise, IU is able to get 15 offensive rebounds compared to just 5 for Michigan State. They win the total rebounding battle 31-30. And they were getting out-rebounded 19-11 at halftime. So they were able to really turn that around in the second half. Turnovers-wise, IU just 8 turnovers, forces Michigan State into 14 on the game. So really defensively, especially in that second half, they were able to attack the glass and force Michigan State into some turnovers here. They were able to overcome some pretty effective shooting for Michigan State in the game.
All right.
Obviously, Justin Smith has his best game as well.
So, Cole, would you not say that even if you don't shoot the ball very well, there are ways to will yourself to win a game?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think.
The thing that stands out to me, and Steve, I'll let you comment on this first. I mean, only 8 turnovers. They forced 14 by Michigan State. And Devontae Green, Juwan Morgan, Rob Finney defensively in the last 5 minutes of that game were as good as you could possibly be, I think, especially against guys like Cassius Winston.
Yeah, defensively, the team has stepped its game up big time. They were helping out more. I still a little suspect on our perimeter defense, but they went after things and they swarmed and swarmed the ball and they double teamed when they needed to. And they did a better job this week today of getting back to their guys. I mean, but this is not the first time we've seen that. They've done this the last 3 or 4 games. It's been a steady improvement. So maybe Archie's finally getting a hold of this team and they're starting to communicate better with each other because they earned this win today. It didn't fall in their laps. They went out, and like you said, Mike, they took this game away from Michigan State.
Yeah, and Collin, when I look at this, the thing that stands out to me looking at the stat sheet is you had 6 for 22 from Juwan Morgan and Romeo Langford. But we've talked all year about how they needed a third scorer. Today they got a third and a fourth with Devontae Green and Justin Smith, who played probably his best game of the season.
Yeah, next man up. I mean, that's the best part about having. You have to have depth. You have to have multiple guys that can score. And if you have that, like we saw today, it may not be your night. And if you don't have anybody else to go to, then you're in trouble because you have to score a little bit to win. I think defense was our biggest thing today. But being able to have, Justin kind of have the best game of his life was definitely a big help. That's for sure.
Yeah, and it seems to me from looking at them, Cole, that Rob Finney seems a lot more confident in the way he's playing offensively and defensively. He didn't shoot well, but he didn't look like he was afraid to shoot.
No, yeah, he was aggressive all game long. Obviously, like you said, didn't shoot the ball well, but it looked like he was trying to get into paint offensively and get some things going. And obviously, I don't care what Cassius Winston's stats were. I thought, especially at the end of the game there, Rob Finney made him work offensively. to close that game out with that defensive possession that Finney had on Winston was absolutely huge for him. I mean, he made him work defensively.
Yeah, and I think that was the key to whole day with Winston, Steve, was Finney made him work for everything. And a guy like Cassius Winston, he's probably going to put 20 on you no matter how well you play defensively. But if you put that kind of pressure on him, the last 5 minutes of the game, even though he's a great player, he's going to get tired. And I think Finney just kind of wore him out at the end of the game.
Yeah, and he had a lot of help, too. I mean, there were a lot of guys helping off. And Finney was doing the job. I don't want to take anything short from Finney. He was getting the good help that he needed to shut a player like him down, Winston down. You know, and it was a good team effort. Finney definitely is a player you wanted on there, and he got it done. And the game gets frantic. The more time runs off the clock, Collin knows this because we both have played at that level. Mm-hmm. The game gets more frantic, and you start rushing things. And I thought Indiana did a really good job of making Michigan State have to go rush things. And in the last 3 or 4 minutes, I thought Michigan State's offense got very hectic and very out of control. And they were feeling the pressure. And credit Archie Miller, credit Finney, credit the entire defensive effort. This is the best defensive effort this team's played all year.
Well, I think this is the defensive effort we've been seeing for the last few games. And
right.
The difference is this. When you don't shoot the ball well, but you limit your turnovers, I think you're in a lot better shape. Because if this would have been a even 12 turnover game, they would have probably lost the game, Cole.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And not just turnovers, but, they were to force Michigan State into 14 as well defensively. So, IU's had trouble with turnovers here recently. So for them to be able to limit that, like I said, Rob Finney, I think, as well, does a great job of running this team, especially when he's getting more aggressive offensively and controlling the ball a little bit more. I think that helps IU limit turnovers because he usually makes good decisions with the basketball.
All right, so
I like the fact that they had Green and Finney in for a fair amount of the game time. I mean, and I like that guard combo. Does anybody else feel that way? I mean, we know Devontae, he had a great game.
Well, put it like this, when
like
Devontae plays well, he has to be in the game matter what the combo is. And the biggest play Devontae made was on defense with like 2:15 left in the game, where Michigan State moved the ball in the perimeter great. They hit a cutter going to the middle of the lane. He steps up, forces a pass out, and they force a bad shot, which ended up, giving Indiana a chance to, I believe, take the lead right after that.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, just one turnover in the game for Devontae Green, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they only had 8 as a team, so we only had Langford had 2. All the other starters had 1. I mean, you're going to win games when you turn the ball over just 8 times, Collin.
Oh, yeah, especially against a team like Michigan State, who are very, at least historically, very well coached on defense with Coach Izzo. If this team can, just keep the head on straight and not turn the ball over and have the defense that they did today, I think whether we shoot well or not, we're going to be in games 99% of the time, moving forward. So huge credit to this team to step up and actually, because Steve's right, when the game gets hectic, it gets hectic. And for these guys to stay kind of level-headed throughout that is showing growth, showing unity, showing chemistry. I think, we were talking about it last week, or on our last show, just how the demeanor of the team and the way that they're playing has changed so much. And I think that the culture of Coach Miller is continuing to set in. It's growing. It's growing within there. Guys are buying in. I think that they're buying in with each other. More and more guys you're seeing are going to continue to play well and play well defensively, which will translate to the offensive game as well. But I think the team is genuinely growing.
Collin, would you say, and we've talked about this all season long about, we always felt this team had great resolve, that they found ways to pull it out in the end. And especially early in the season, we went through that stretch of, losing 11 of 12 games, and that's bad. But now this team has effort to match the resolve. Do you agree there, Collin? I mean, yeah, now they're giving you the effort. Like Mike said, the last 4 or 5 times, they've made the effort, and the effort's been strong. And now that resolve came back today because, with about 5 minutes to go, they're down, 6-7 points? somewhere in that vicinity. Cole, I don't know exactly where they were, but they were down. I mean, we were mashing them, and they were keeping their distance from us. And then all of a sudden, our resolve just kicked in, and I thought we played a lot more poise in the last 4 minutes of that game than Michigan State did, by far.
Yeah.
Well, and I think a lot of that, and we'll just go with Collin on this, is this. A game like the Wisconsin game, which was an ugly game, they didn't play well, but at the end of the game, they got it done. And when you have a team that doesn't have a lot of confidence, when you get something like that, and then you can play off and turn it into this, I really don't expect this team to go back to playing the way they were before. I think these last 2 games and the way they've won them, I think could be a turning point.
Oh, yeah. This team played like they did today, at least defensively. There's no reason we shouldn't, win out at least the next 2 games and then make a good run in the Big Ten tournament and put ourselves, crazy to say, but maybe in the conversation for an NCAA tournament.
Remember this. There was a team last year very similar to this that went 18-15 and got like a 9 seed in the tournament.
Oklahoma, right?
I think it was. I can't remember exactly, but it was either Oklahoma or an SEC school. They went 18-15. They had a bunch of wins against teams in the top 20, similar to IU does right now, and they got in there. So I think if they can run this out, and I mean, Rutgers and Illinois are winnable games. Illinois has played really well as of late. That's the game out of the 2 that worries me. And then you're going to have to probably play, correct, Collin or Cole, a first-round Big Ten tournament game right now, the way it sets up?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So the
worry there is you might have to play Penn State. But the way it sets up, I would imagine this would probably be Rutgers, if I'm not mistaken, who they would play in that first game.
I believe you're right, yeah.
Yeah, so if you get Rutgers, you go in, you get that win, you're at 18-14. I think you win the quarterfinal game, and you end up 19-15, losing in the Big Ten semifinals if they were to lose. I think that's what happens there. But I think this team is good enough to win a Big Ten tournament because none of these Big Ten teams impress me that much, Steve.
No, it's a great point. I think what happened today was Indiana got back in control of their own destiny. If they went out and they win 2 Big Ten games, I would say they're dancing. I mean, they've got 6 quadrant 1 wins now.
They've got to win at least one game in the Big Ten tournament, though, I think.
Right. No, 2. I think they have to win 2 games in the Big Ten tournament, truthfully. I think they've got to win 2. And that, but they have 6 quadrant, and they put up the list of quadrant 1 wins, and Michigan State has the most quadrant 1 wins of any team in.
Yeah, they were like 10-3 or something against quadrant 1.
Yeah, 10-3, and so now we beat them twice. We've got we now have 6 quadrant 1 wins, no quadrant 3 or 4 losses. We went through that stretch. I think that Indiana, Collin, or Mike, or anybody, Cole, I think, do we not control our own destiny to get in the dance?
Everybody,
or are we still at somebody's mercy?
Technically, and not to be an asshole, but everybody does because
you're right. Because you can win the tournament, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's take that out of the equation.
I don't think
Indiana's
I
going
don't
to win the
think they control their own destiny necessarily.
You don't think they do?
This.
Okay.
What happens if Marquette loses another game? They get beat in the first round of the Big East tournament.
Right.
Same thing with
then they fall out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, teams can fall out. They don't control their own destiny per se, but at least they have a fighting chance now.
But still, Mike, wouldn't it be fair to say that Marquette's been a quadrant 1 team all season long? And
yeah,
if they fall out
they're
at
probably
the
going to
end,
stay there. The one I would worry about
they're
would be
stay there,
Louisville. Yeah. Louisville would be the team I would worry about, just because of how tough the ACC is.
Right. The good point. But
another thing to keep in mind, too, Steve, is Butler is just hanging outside of the top 50 right now in net rating.
They get back in?
They play Villanova today, so if they win that, they could potentially move back in. That would give IU 7 quadrant 1 wins.
7 quadrant 1 wins. I mean, Michigan State's leading the country with 10, and we've got 7. I mean, come on. And 2 of them are against Michigan State. 2 of our quadrant 1 wins are against Michigan State, who's got the most quadrant 1 wins of anybody. I think Indiana controls its own destiny. But they've got to, like Collin said, they've got to continue playing like they're playing. But like you said, Mike, I don't see any reason why they won't for this. They're good. I mean, this is a team, as they played this good in the last 12 games, we would be looking at a 3 or 4 seed probably.
Well,
for Indiana.
The other thing is this: when you look at the Big Ten standings, number one, the most upsetting thing I find from this win today, and that's the fact that now Purdue leads the Big Ten. But outside of that, when you look at this, how many teams get a bye in the first round, Cole? Is it 6?
I believe it's the top 4, right? Or is it 6?
I don't know. That's why I ask you. You're our Indiana beat reporter.
Yeah.
I figured you'd know.
It's
got to be the top 4 or the top 6. I'm not sure which.
I believe.
Let me see. There's a bracketology thing here for the Big Ten tournament. Keep talking. I'll find it. So I can find a bracketology.
Yeah, and the other thing is this.
I believe it's top 4. I believe, but
okay, because right now, actually, Indiana sits a half game behind Rutgers and Illinois in the Big Ten standings.
Yeah.
And plays both of them.
It depends
so
where they
win both. They move ahead of both those teams.
Yeah,
so
which
it's going to depend where IU finishes in the Big Ten standings too, because the top or the bottom 4 teams are the teams that are playing that first day. So it depends is IU going to play, in that first day of Big Ten tournament action, or are they going to get in out of that bottom 4?
Well, that's gonna depend on the Rutgers and Illinois games.
Exactly.
Because right now, those 3 are all sitting right there on the edge of that.
Okay, here's the bracket. In the first round on March 13th, there's going to be 4 teams playing.
Yeah, that's the bottom 4.
Okay,
bottom 4.
That's the bottom 4. Second round, March 14th, is going to be the other 2, 4, 6, 8 teams playing. And they go to the quarterfinals. So there's only 4 teams you're going to have to play their way in. Okay. Indiana's got to get to number 5, and then they'll blow off the first round. They won't have to play the first round game. So where are they at sitting now? Where are they sitting right now?
Right now they're
Mike,
sitting as the number 1 seed in that first day of the tournament. They are right on the borderline.
But Illinois and Rutgers both have 6 wins as well in the Big Ten.
Yeah, so, it's only a half game difference, so we control our own destiny on whether we play that first day or not.
Right. So can we get to missing the first round games? Can we get there?
If they beat Illinois,
we have to beat Illinois and Rutgers.
If they beat Illinois and Rutgers, they're out of having to play that first day.
There you go. Yeah, I'm looking at the bracket right now. They don't have the teams in it, but they've got the bracket set up. So see if they have a fake bracket up here, right? No, they don't have a fake bracket set up yet.
All right. So
go ahead.
The second round, do the top 4 seeds get a bye, or how does this work?
Yeah,
I think everybody else.
I don't think it's
possible.
possible.
Do they get a bye into?
They
don't get a bye into the quarterfinals, do they?
Well, you're not in the quarterfinals yet. You got to remember this. We've got 14 teams in the Big Ten.
Second round, yeah.
So if 4 have byes, you got 10 teams left that don't have byes. So that puts you at 12. Top 4 play, and then seeds 5 through whatever
don't play till the quarterfinals.
Yeah. So they're going to have to play their way into the quarterfinals.
Right.
If the top 4 won.
Well, I mean, the way Indiana's playing right now, I don't know why they can't do it. They're going to a neutral court. Indiana plays well in Chicago. We've always done well up there for the most part, in large part, except in Collin's years. So I don't see why it can't. I never lost to Chicago.
Jesus, you never lost to Chicago because you played Northwestern, Steve, who was terrible at the time. If you guys would have had to go to Chicago and play DePaul with Aguirre and them, you'd have lost a game or 2.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you would have.
Isaiah was better than Aguirre.
Not in 79.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that.
They were pretty good back then. Y'all would have got them in 81. 80 is a toss-up. 78, 79, I think they'd have smoked your ass. And I'm an IU fan saying that. But that DePaul team in 79 ended up in the Final Four, lost by a point to Indiana State. They were pretty good. So my question is this. I'm watching the Indiana State High School tournament last night, Collin and Cole. Have you guys seen the Luke Brown kid from Blackford?
No, I haven't.
How about you,
I've
Cole?
heard about him, but I don't know. I've heard the name. I don't know much about him.
They lost to Delta, who's the only undefeated team left in the state. But this kid was pulling up and shooting like 35-foot jump shots and just draining them. They shut him down in the second half, but it's because his team was nowhere near as good as Delta. But this kid, I think as a freshman, averaged like 30 a game last year. As a sophomore this year, averaging 36 a game, 95% free throw percentage. And the kid's as good as any guard I've seen in this freaking state in a long time. I just wanted to know if anybody knew if Archie was sleeping in front of his house yet or not.
Knock, knock.
Because he should be. Because
He
you know
should
what?
be.
Bob Knight would have had this kid signed in the 4th grade.
Oh, geez.
Well, if you remember, he was recruiting Damon Bailey when he was in, 6th, 7th grade, Steve?
Yeah, something like that. As legends.
Green started recruiting me in 8th.
Yeah, I watched your video. I'm watching it again right now, Mike. I'm watching your video right now. I mean, he's going to have to bulk up a little bit and put some size on, but they'll do that to him. I mean, that's not going to be a big issue.
Did you guys see the IU fans storm the court?
No, I didn't. I stood up, came in to do the show right away because I knew Steve would bitch because he didn't have 10 minutes to find a box score. This is the first game that I saw all year where I was actually excited to talk about the game because I thought this was the best game that they've played all season, bar none.
Bar none, yeah.
It's the best game that they've played probably in the last 3 or 4 years. Last 2 years for sure.
Ooh, Collin, that's on you, buddy. That's on you. I remember the Notre Dame game you played at Conseco.
Yeah, but
because Collin played the last 3 or 4 years.
Michigan State in a Big Ten game is a little bit bigger of a deal than Notre Dame.
I don't know. I saw Collin make an incredible effort at Conseco. I was sitting in the front row for that. One of the few times I've gotten to sit in the front row.
We all saw that. We said as a
Collin
team,
came in and single-handedly destroyed a good
right.
Notre Dame team.
You're right. The way I look at that is Collin Hartman won that game. The team won the game.
Oh, geez.
Which is why that effort against Notre Dame.
Way to back out of it, Mike.
That game against Notre Dame is why I hold my breath and sit with my popcorn in front of my computer just hoping Cole and Allie will put their show up.
Who's Cole?
Colin. It doesn't matter. You guys are the same.
Am I going to
You guys are the same. Cole?
Hey,
I hated to blow your cover. Colin, don't whip his ass.
Collin, have you put a segment up yet? I haven't gotten an invite to a segment yet. Have you put what segment up yet?
There's 3 videos up.
Why am I not getting copied on them? Nobody's alerting me, telling me they're up. What are they on?
Hold on. I'm going to pull it out. Let's check some of this out.
Do you subscribe on YouTube?
I subscribed on YouTube, yeah.
Well, then you guys make sure your notification's on.
I don't have notifications on. That's why it's not on. Okay, I got to go find it.
Yeah.
All right, YouTube. What do I put? Collin and Allie? Collin and Allie?
Yep.
A-L-I?
Yep.
A-L-E-Y. Collin and Allie. Oh, here we go.
I can't find it.
What is this? He stood me up how we met. I'm going to turn it on right now.
Steve, I can't find it.
Let's get back to basketball.
Oh, my God, Collin. Collin, you're a homo.
Wait a second. Collin? Collin, did you know that there's a guy on here and there's a show called Collin and Gabby also?
Really?
Yeah, he's got 1.3 million views on a video, too.
Well, we're the knockoff brand, I guess.
Well, no, go copyright it real quick, and then you can sue him and get some bank.
Oh.
Sue his ass.
You like how I use the young kids lingo? I'm going to go get some bank.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands, Ricky Bobby. Oh.
What?
Oh, you got to watch the video.
I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny.
It is funny. It is. I don't know what to do when I talk. What to do with my hands? Yeah.
I'm not sure what to do with my
hands. Oh, Collin, this is bad. Collin, this is not good.
It's hilarious.
Oh.
It's great.
Let's get back to basketball. I'm going to leave this on.
Wait, I found it. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Cole, do you have anything to add? Have you watched any? I like where he's sitting on her back. That's so cute and adorable. Oh my God!
I have not checked out the channel. I have to give it a look here.
It's called Life and
Collin, is that your mom?
Collin,
Collin, is that your mom's house?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at your mom's house?
Oh my God!
I was in that video.
This may be borderline gay though, Collin. I'm not sure. We'll let the viewers decide. Everybody listen to this real quick. This is the start of the first show.
Hey, I'll punch all of you in the throat.
That is gay. I'm Allie, and I'm Collin, and we're dating. All right. Hey, we're just promoting. We promise. I'm even going to subscribe to your channel.
I've subscribed to it.
I hit subscribe, and it says, "Are you sure you want to do this? This is kind of gay."
You're hilarious, Mike.
I'm even going to turn on notifications. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to L.A.
We're talking crap about it.
I think I'm moving to L.A. and me and Steve are going to do a show. You know, Steve and Mike, or Mike
yes,
and Steve.
we have to, Mike.
Yeah, that'll be good.
He's got 697 views.
We're just going to write.
166 people subscribed and 697 views. Somebody's watching it over and over. Good golly.
Probably Risley.
Or is it? No, it's the first time he's got it on a repeat.
All right, guys. What is the next game?
It puts him to sleep at night.
So we go to, let's get back to basketball. Cole, where do we go next? We go to Illinois at Champaign?
We're at Illinois, yeah.
Is that
Can we win that game, Cole?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can win that game. I mean, listen, Illinois is playing much better basketball, though. So that's not, an easy game by any stretch. But, yeah.
Winning on the road in the Big Ten is not easy anywhere, anytime.
No,
and right
it'll
now,
be a tough game, too, especially coming off a win like this. It could be difficult. Hopefully it just inspires them to do this again, though.
Yeah, I mean, with how they're playing defense right now, they have a shot in any game they're playing. You know, obviously Illinois is playing much better basketball recently, but, you know, so's IU at the same time. So, you know, yeah, obviously I think they have a very good chance to win the game. I would even venture to say they should win the game.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I'm not
saying
they should.
Yeah.
They should.
Win
we all
agree.
agree.
Win Rutgers. I mean, hell, guys, let's face it. We've won 2 in a row now. We should win the national championship this year.
Fair
Mike, would it be fair to say we played at this consistent level now for 3 or 4 games at this level of intensity? So that should give us the confidence we need right there.
I think this was a...
You don't know? Okay.
I think because of this. I think that with the intensity today, even though they didn't shoot the ball well, I thought the execution was much better, where Wisconsin, I thought they just won on straight intensity.
Yeah. Okay. Can we go around the horn? Can I ask this question? Just go around the horn.
No.
Yeah, you can ask in your own mind. In your own mind, what do you think won the game for us today? Cole, what won the game for us today?
I think it was their second half defensive effort. I mean, and specifically what they did in the glass in the second half as well. I think both of those things are pretty much what drove them to win the game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cole and I'm going to go defensive effort won the game for us today. We stymied their offense as good as I've seen us stymie any offense all season long. Collin, what do you think won the game for us?
I could say defense as well, but shit, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. I think Justin played out of his ass. I think he played out of his mind. I think without him scoring 24 points, we weren't even close to in the game. So having a guy like that step up, I think that was huge for us. And I'm going to give that credit to not the whole game, but we wouldn't even been close if he wasn't playing the way he did.
Michael?
Only my sister calls me Michael, and that's only usually when I'm in trouble. But
I'm sorry.
Justin kept him in the game. Are you just going to talk over me the whole show? But Justin, I'm kidding. I just had flashbacks as post, Risley syndrome when you interrupted me all the time back in the day when we first started doing this, like yesterday.
Risley, punch him in the throat.
But I would say this. I would say Justin kept him in the game, but if I had to give credit in this game, let's just give it where it's due. Tom Izzo is a great basketball coach, and IU fought back the whole game. Defensively, they stepped it up at the end. My credit goes to Archie Miller. Because
I'm glad you said that.
This team looks like the Dayton team that went to the Elite Eight, a team that, even though they didn't shoot the ball well, played so hard and switched so well on defense and defended you so hard that they caused turnovers. They took care of the ball on their own, which IU took care of the ball. It was just they didn't shoot the ball well. But you know what? If we're going to blame Archie for everything, which it seems like everybody has pretty much all year, let's give Archie the credit when this happens.
Credit, right.
I mean, because
good point.
Our point was this, and Riz, I know you ask it a lot, I ask it a lot, Cole asks it a lot, and Collin didn't. I think he wanted to a couple times, but I think Collin is the one you give the credit to here, because Collin is the one that kept saying that's not totally Archie. Now, I still think there are issues offensively, but if they can go get Luke Brown from Blackford in 2 years, I think that'll be solved. But
well, in all fairness, Mike, I think what the discussion around Archie was not his ability to coach, because I have never said
it wasn't with
he's
me.
the wrong coach for IU.
What's above
it's the
him,
communication
which
that was not happening between the players and the translation that was not developing between the players and the coach. It seems to now be developing.
How about this,
Colin
though,
alluded to that earlier.
Steve.
His culture is bleeding in, and that's what we all wanted to see, and it's coming.
Remember this,
it's
though.
There.
With Bob Knight in 1981, that wasn't achieved until almost the end of the season then either.
That was a little different.
When Coach Knight got to IU, was it automatically winning games and winning national championships?
Don't ask that question. They were in the Final Four in his, second year?
Second year.
Yeah.
They were there the second year.
I didn't know.
That's a different scenario.
Yeah, that's a team that hadn't done anything
the
entire decade of the 60s. And it's very unfair to compare probably anybody to a Knight or a Krzyzewski.
Right.
But that's a different time. I mean, when Bobby Knight got to Indiana, I mean, after one good year, all he had to do was call a kid. Risley's a perfect example. Doesn't matter who had already called him. If Bob Knight called you, you went to Indiana because it was Indiana, and it meant more back then. And hopefully Archie could get it back to where it means more. And I think he will. I worry about Fred Glass because I think he's incompetent. But I think Archie Miller's a good basketball coach. And I think that we are seeing that now, because the question we always ask is this. Last year, I thought Collin, you guys got better as the year went on.
I'm watching
and
video.
then I don't even know why Risley is just incoherent. Have you been drinking, Risley?
No, I'm watching video too of Collin.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. Your pants are up, right? All right. So my point is this. The last 2 years, from the start of the season or mid-season to the end of the season, I think this team's effort has gotten better both years. And I think now, and it's no knock on Collin, the talent wasn't like it is now last year. So last year, you guys got to the point where you could get close to winning games, but you didn't have a Romeo Langford, a Juwan Morgan. Devontae Green wasn't playing near as well or near as much. And I just think that the key to judging a coach is your team a lot better at the end of the year than you were at the start? Right now, it looks that way. That could change in the next 2 games, but I really don't think it will. I think this team is going to be fine the rest of the way out. Whether that gets them in the NCAA tournament or not, I don't know. But the future of IU basketball, I think, is in good hands with Knight, not Fred Glass. Not Knight, but
Mike. Would it be fair to say?
Geez,
Mike, have you been drinking?
Yes. Yes, I drank.
That's what you call Cole.
I had some. There's no way I'm hanging out with Risley.
I mean, you talk about me.
Collin.
You're more wacky than I am.
You guys are probably hanging out together drunk.
No, that'll never happen. Number one, I don't drink. Number two, when I said I was drinking, I had some freshly squeezed orange juice grapefruit apple juice and pineapple.
You called me gay.
Why? Is it gay to drink juice?
I had some freshly squeezed juice.
Yes, Jesus drank freshly squeezed juice. Are you talking crap about Jesus?
I'm not.
Jesus probably had a YouTube video,
but
too.
You know what? No, Jesus didn't have a YouTube video, but he created it so gay guys could get on there and make fools of themselves.
Mike, you want me to upset you a little bit here? Mike, I have 2 huge orange trees in my backyard. We go out, and you don't know freshly squeezed orange juice because we pull them right off the tree.
Really?
Come in and cut them up and squeeze them. We don't even go to the store and buy them. So that's not really freshly squeezed orange juice. We take them right off the tree in our backyard.
Yeah, but the problem is
bring them in.
If you're the one that's squeezing them, I mean, I would rather get them from Kroger's than I'd rather get them from Risley's dirty hands.
We have a juicer. So.
No, you don't. You just got something, you just sit it on, you twist it, and the juice comes out. You don't have a juicer.
We live in California. We have a juicer.
You don't have a juicer. I want to see a picture. I want you to post a picture of your juicer on the Grilling Truth's Twitter page, and then everybody will judge whether it's an actual juicer or it's just Risley's imagination.
Mike, you've got to watch the video, too, where Allie's got the brown shirt on.
Why?
That's worse than the first one.
How could it be worse? Does Collin get gayer?
It is.
Video? Okay.
I'm about to hang up.
We're promoting your video because right now everybody is freaking out and going to YouTube to watch Collin Hartman's video.
Signing up Collin Hartman's
video. It is not terrible at all. It is not terrible at all. You guys
Collin,
kiss my ass.
Collin, get up.
Just remember, Collin, when you got 5 million views and you're making bank off of this.
Yeah. And get off the gray with the no tan. If you're gonna go, you got to get some skin color if you're gonna go gray.
Oh,
you were gray in both videos.
Okay. Did you read that? Did you read that in GQ or what?
If you look at the pictures of Risley, I mean, just wear some sweatpants and a hoodie, and Risley will think you're looking good. But Steve is the epitome of fashion, I think.
No, I don't. I live in hooded sweatshirts and gym shorts.
Well, that's the way most Hoosiers live. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, guys, we got anything before we wrap it up, Steve?
No, I think, great win. One final question I'd ask you guys.
I thought you said no.
Real quickly. Well, I just thought of this. Does this take the crap off Archie's back now? I mean, are we all cool? Is everybody in the world
as long as they don't lose to Illinois, it does.
As long as they don't lose the next game. Is that how it's going to be?
Yeah, that's how it'll be.
Is that how it is?
That's how it is.
Indiana University. Everybody's cool when we're winning. The second we lose, it goes right back. That's just the way it is.
You know what?
That's what it is.
Do you know what John Calipari, who's won a national championship, would be going through right now in Kentucky if he was 15-14?
He'd be going through his resume probably.
Yeah. And if Duke was 15-14, everybody would be questioning whether the game's passed Krzyzewski by. It's the nature of the beast.
Nature of the beast, exactly. Good point. All right, that's all I wanted to ask that question, just to get it out there, because, I don't think anybody on this show questioned that Archie Miller wasn't the right coach for us. I just think I questioned whether he was able to communicate with this group of players.
You're not going to know the answer to that question for 4 years anyways.
Exactly. You're exactly right, Mike.
4 years from now, if you're still 14-14 or 15-14, then you know the answer to the question. But if you're 25-6, but then again, Tom Crean went that way, and he got ran out of town after a couple bad seasons. Collin.
Allie's replying to me. Allie's giving me back comments.
Collin.
That would be the greatest ever. You're the best, Steve. Allie. Allie likes me.
Oh, Jesus. You're ridiculous.
Jesus. All right. Time to get a new girlfriend, Collin.
Yeah.
You got to question anybody that likes Risley. Collin, any final comments?
Nah, I just want to see another W.
All right.
You guys are idiots.
Are you just figuring that out?
Cole.
Collin, really, you've been with us all season. Are you just figuring that out right now?
I'm just publicly announcing it now. That's all.
The public already knew. Cole, any final comments?
It was a great win today, and let's get a win against Illinois. It's pretty much all I got.
All right, guys. When is the Illinois game? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
Oh, good question. I'll pull it up real quick.
Cole.
Hang on, I got the schedule right here.
I depend on Cole to know. Cole, what day?
That's not. It's not till Thursday. So Thursday. They got a little bit of time to get prepared for that.
All right. So we'll be back Thursday night after the game. Wednesday night, we're going to do a weekly IU show. We're going to get that going. So we do that every Wednesday night. Risley's in charge of getting a guest this week.
I am trying to get Landon Turner. He could not do it last week. I'm hoping I can get him this week, but we're going to try. But I can't guarantee it because, I don't know what – Landon does a lot of speaking and stuff like that and does a lot of things, motivational work, and I don't know what his schedule is, but he's looking at his schedule. I'm hoping we'll have Landon Turner, let's just see if I can get it done.
Okay.
Which, according to Goodpaster, would be a solid no. So
that's what I was thinking. Collin, is that what you were thinking?
Yeah. I was thinking if I need to ask him.
Oh. All right, guys. We're going to
I'll give you a cell phone number if you want to call him, Collin. No problem. Give him a call. You're more popular than me. I don't sit behind the bench.
Here we go
I sit next to the tubas.
Oh.
All right. There's nothing wrong with tubas. All right, guys. We're going to wrap this show up. Make sure you go to thegruelingtruth.net and check out Cole Hanna's post-game article later tonight, hopefully, or tomorrow morning. And also check out Cole Hanna's NBA Power Rankings, where he ranked the Indiana Pacers probably a couple spots too high, but I was good with it because I'm a Pacer fan too.
Exactly.
And then don't forget, Collin and Allie on YouTube. And if you guys have any comments or any suggestions for Collin and Allie on their show, you can go ahead and tweet it to us at The Grueling Truth or leave us a direct message, and we'll make sure Collin gets it. And you can watch Steve Risley on his reality show, which is in his own mind. It's called Keeping Up with the Risleys and the Kardashians.
Keeping up with the Risleys who are keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah,
exactly. Keeping up with the Risleys who are keeping up with the Kardashians.
How about this?
Exactly.
Watching Risley stalk the Kardashians. That's better. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Remember, you can hear all of our shows on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, wherever you find sports podcasts, you'll find The Grueling Truth. So, for Cole Hanna, Steve Risley, Collin Hartman, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.